Now, in the month where women are celebrated worldwide, one artist is doing it in a very unique way. Kganya Mogashoa is showcasing a solo exhibition at the State Theatre. She's featuring the faces of iconic women on currencies. Taking all of that in is eNCA's Theodor Mashele, and he joins us now live. Theo, I must say I'm very jealous of your assignment this afternoon, but maybe just give us a sense of what one can see when they walk into the exhibition venue. I'm sure a lot of beauty.
Yes, indeed, Heidi. This month does indeed mark International Women's Month. Now, I want to start by reiterating the importance of celebrating women in our lives. Like, I know me personally have been raised by a group of women, and I think that is important to celebrate and acknowledge the role that women play in our lives. But then in this hair-end exhibition, we take it a bit broader than just the women that raised us, but we go to the women that actually played a role in the socio-economic growth of the country, and also some political played a role also in the political growth of the country. I have with me Kganya Mogashoa, who has put together this Women Shiro's Rents Hair Story exhibition. Sorry about that. And here she is paying tribute to some of the fallen heroes and some sheroes rather, who are still alive, that has played a role in our socio-economic freedom in the country. And now, Kganya, I have with me here an exhibition. Now, before we even go to your exhibition, I would like to ask you first, why this exhibition and why now?
First of all, it is International Women's Month. I thought it would be apt for this moment to have this exhibition to highlight the role that women have played in our society, in our economy, the political movements that they've made for us to be where we are today. And I think as a young person, I'm really inspired that I can actually walk out what they fought for, even though some of them have never lived to see it. And so I thought it was important that we see them beyond being named after street names and buildings. And so that's why I've decided to highlight the idea of them appearing on our banknotes.
Now, I must say, it's a great idea to put them on banknotes, and it's about representation. But when I first heard of this exhibition, I thought, I'm going to see the likes of Miriam Makeba. I'm going to see the likes of Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela. So I was asking myself when I got here, who are these ladies? And some of them I don't know. Why did you choose to go with this selection of sheroes?
So that's actually a very good point to touch on, because the reason why I put these on specifically is because nobody knows about them, yet they actually anchored the advancement of our country. Some of the women here were actually at the march in 1956, but we don't even know anything about them. We drive past their street names every day. We don't even know what they look like. And so last year I did do an exhibition where I did images of Winnie, Charlotte Baxeke, women like Miriam Makeba, Albertina Sisulu, but I really wanted to focus more on those that aren't really documented about.
Yeah, telling the stories of the ones unsung heroes, we could call them. Okay, now we have the first one here. Can you please tell us a bit about this piece?
So this piece is an image of Sophia Williams, who happens to be the last surviving woman who led the Women's March at the Union Buildings in 1956 alongside Helen Joseph, Lilian Ngoyi and Rahima Musa. And I decided to create a rendition of the idea of her being part of this series because I think it's important to celebrate them while they're still alive.
All right. Now, I must say, as I got here, they did a very beautiful job of curating this art piece, and it just seems like she has included some people that have been, we could call them unsung heroes. So instead of having the heroes that we know of and heroes that have been celebrated, she has included a bit of, I see here, who is this one? Can you
Tahwila Benchek.
Can you talk to us about this piece?
So Tahwila Benchek and Ladi Kwali, Rose Chibambo are the only three women in Africa that have ever appeared on a banknote before. And I thought their story was so important because nobody actually knows that there were African women that were featured on banknotes before.
Like, I must say, it is an exciting thing to have to see women on banknotes. I heard earlier you spoke a bit about women who've been included in banknotes. You spoke about in America, for instance, they included Maya Angelou at the back of the dollar.
So last year when I started this series, I actually found out that at the beginning of the year, they rolled out some coins in the US where they actually put Maya Angelou on the back of the US $quarter coin. So I'm not really sure how far they are with distributing those coins, but I thought it was very inspiring to see that what I'm thinking about is actually, actioning, it's happening.
I mean, it is quite some exciting stuff that we've got here to have some women represented on actual bank notes. Now, is this an idea that you are putting forward or putting out there to the government?
Yes, absolutely. I don't see why not. I think that it's important that we change the way we see women and how we give them their flowers because representation is so important. So I would love to live to see that happen because they did contribute just as much as their male counterparts.
All right. Now, I've also got, thank you very much, Kganya. Now, I've also got with me the curator, Palesa Sutani, who's going to talk to me a bit more about the curation. Why on the theatre foyer and why here in Pretoria?
We really thought that this would be the perfect place to host this exhibition. They are celebrating the Incubator Program, which is a program that is sponsored by the Department of Arts and Culture, as well as incorporating other creatives into the space. So we thought that because it's International Women's Month, it would be great to have Kganya in the space and to curate a show such as this one. We really thought out the finer details as to how people experience the show. So it's very important to note that as you walk around the exhibition, it is curated in such a way that it goes in a circle, similar to the coins that we are presenting here in the space. Yes.
Let's talk a bit about the arts. Now, we know that in the world right now, we're going through load shedding, we're going through petrol hikes, there's protests that are happening everywhere. Why, as a person, should I leave my home to come and view this exhibition?
As African people, we need to start seeing the value behind visual arts. We have so many art forms that we celebrate in this country, film, music, as well as theatre, which is the space that we're in, but visual arts is overlooked. However, it holds a very high investment value, and we need more of our people to start appreciating art so that they can start collecting art. And I think an artist like Kganya would be a great place to start. And to see this exhibition that celebrates other women. It doesn't happen often. It always happens around August, where you see a lot more female exhibitions. But for the first time, and I really need to commend the theatre for this, that they brought in female creators, female visual artists and professionals to curate the exhibition.
Now, speaking about female exhibitionists, obviously when we are looking at art, we also looking at raising some female exhibitionists. As a young girl who's sitting out there, if there is a Kganya Mogashoa out there sitting and watching right now, and they're thinking, could I actually grow up and make money out of this? Is there money in visual arts?
There is a lot of money, a lot of money. What I think is important, it's not just the little girls that we need to speak to. It's their parents as well. It's the teachers at schools that we need to start recognizing a talent in young people. And we need to start educating our educators, our parents, the Gen Xers and the boomers that there is a career in visual arts. And once we start at that grassroots level, like in the education system, and teaching these teachers to recognize talent in an institution where there's a lot of dropout rates, there's a lot of disruptions, teachers don't feel safe, but there are always these talented students who in most cases don't necessarily pay attention in school, but they have this talent of drawing, and we need to tell them and show them where they need to go, and that there is a platform for them to participate in the economy as visual artists. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Palisa. Now, what I see here, Heidi, is a representation of many African women from different countries who have contributed, obviously, to either the socio-economic freedom of the country or even in the political struggles that we've had in the country. And more than anything is the fact that this exhibition is not only just placing women's faces on bank notes, but also just to inspire visual artists out there and to inspire the young women and young ladies, rather, or should I call them future heroes, to also engage in the arts, in this form of art, rather. I think it's a very nice way to kickstart International Women's Month. I myself am inspired and would really encourage people to come out and support this exhibition. Back to you.
Certainly.
Right now, Heidi.
Thank you so much for that amazing report, Theo. It looks absolutely beautiful and really inspiring to see the women they've decided to honor. That was our reporter, Theodor Mashele.